Alright guys, Scott here from the Mental Metal channel and mentalmetaldetecting.com, and today we're going to do something a little different with the WS6 Master. I haven't done a lot of videos on this, so I thought I would come out here today and do a couple things with it, get back into the kind of, the how-to videos that we've been doing here on the channel, and that's what most of you tune in to watch anyway. So we're going to show you a little bit today about showing you how to do the tone pitch, tone frequency change, just everything about tones today. So what I want to do today is I'm going to kind of just briefly go through the menu a little bit here, just so you understand how to navigate through. And I got a pair of little black gloves on because every time I put my hand in front of the screen, the focus changes, but it doesn't seem to change when I'm wearing black gloves. So just a couple things about the WS6 Master. It is a super, super cool machine for the price. It is a full-fledged XP Deus 2 machine. No performance issues at all with it compared to the remote full version. It's just a smaller footprint. You don't get a speaker with it, but all the other bells and whistles are built in. It's just a really nice machine, really lightweight. I have the rcdigs.com mount on it for the WS6 Master. It's a real cool mount. And actually, to get it in there, you just unscrew the lid here and you flip it in there, and it's fitted perfectly in there. I really love this mount, and it attaches to your shaft with 2 screws, and so you're never gonna lose it. So I love that mount. So go over there at rcdigs.com and check them out and get them out for your WS6 Master setup. And if you're looking for the WS6 Master, XP Deus, anything XP Deus related, go over to Fort Bedford Metal Detectors and give them a chance to earn your business. All right, so let's get into it here. A couple things I want to show you. There is a menu button here and a menu button here. Each one of these menu buttons does something completely different. The menu button on this side gets you into the options, and you can keep scrolling down by short pressing, going through all the things that you would on the remote. Now, one thing to point out, there is a down arrow. When you see that little small down arrow, that is a long press or hold down the button indicator. That means there's another menu underneath that menu. So we're not going to go into that right now. It'll happen over here as well when we get into this menu. That's what we're going to go into. So let's get out of here and then obviously return. Try to do this two-handed here. Whoop. So we're back to the beginning. I'm in all-terrain general right now, so no big deal. General, full tones. Actually, what am I in? Am I in general? Yep, I'm in general, so we're good. Doesn't really matter for this video. What I want to do now is I want to show you how to get to your tones. Okay, so you're gonna press this button over here in the lower right hand corner, and you're gonna come up, and the first thing you're gonna see is discrimination. That is probably what you're gonna see every time you hit that button. Now you do have the long press indicator there, the down arrow, the small down arrow. If you hold that in, it's going to take you to your tones options. This is where you can switch from 2 tones, 3 tones, 4 tones, 5 tones, pitch, and full tones. So to get back, you just hit your minus button. We're going to pick 3 tones today just for this demonstration. Now you're also going to notice there's another long press button. So you're going to long press this again. Now this is where we're going to get into our video today and how to change the tone frequencies, the tone breaks, and whatnot. So for the first tone break I have for 3-tone program or 3-tone setup, my first frequency for the first tone break is set to 202 hertz. All right. Now you notice up here there's this is darkened in. That shows you what you're actually currently in the dark tone 1. You want to get over to the tone break. To change the tone break, all you got to do is hold this arrow, or not hold it in, but hit the arrow button there. And that puts you into your tone break. It's starting, if you can kind of imagine this upper bar sliding as you go. So if you hit it again, it goes to volume, and then you go into tone break 2, then your tone break, and then your volume for tone break 2, then you're into tone break 3, adjustment, volume, and so forth. We're back to tone break 1 though, or tone 1. We have it set up into 202 hertz. That is a very low tone for your first tone break, and that's because usually your first tone break set up for your iron. Now we can change that by doing the plus and minus buttons to change your frequency of the tone break itself, or the tone 1. But I'm gonna leave mine back here, whatever I had it, 202 I think it was, or whatever. And that's how I change the frequency. Now the frequency matters only to your ears, right? It's only to what you hear. Has nothing to do with the frequency that's in the coil. The coil does a different thing with different frequencies that, you know, that you listen for targets. This is what you hear. You can change the tone pitch or tone frequency to whatever you like it to be, so it sounds however you want it to sound. That's the nice thing about the Deus 2. All right, so let's go into the next option. So our tone break here is at 10. I usually set mine up to be around 6.8 or so, just depending on what I'm using. I don't really have anything specific on the WS6 Master that I'm really more, using lately. So we'll leave it at 6.8. And then I'm going to go over again to get to my volume. And here's where you can change the volume using your plus and minus arrows again. The max you can make it is 10. The lowest you can make it is 0. Actually, turn it down, turn it off. So I like to keep my first tone break relatively low, about 5 or 6, maybe 7. And that's fine for me. But now let's get into tone number 2. This is going to be a little higher pitch, a little bit of higher frequency. So it's going to be 717 hertz. But what's the tone break going to be? Let's see. So this one I have from 6.8 all the way up to 72. So this is going to be something that I'm probably going to be like coin shooting for or something. I'm going to make this second tone break, everything in between, and then we'll go from 73 all the way up to 99 for our final tone break. But you're going to see something here in a minute. I'm going to show you. So the volume I have set up for this one is at 10. I want it to bring up as loud as it can because I want to be able to hear it. And then we'll go into our next tone break. Tone break 3 is set at 817 hertz. That's a little bit higher pitch. Now I may want to raise this up even more if I'm doing, something where I'm silver coin shooting or something. Maybe I'll really want to hear that silver signal ring out. So I may change it to the max, 993. That's as high as you can go on the 993 hertz. As high as you can go on the tone frequency for tone break number 3 or 2 or 1. But I'm going to set it at 993 because I want to be able to hear those coins ringing through loud and proud, and that's going to be a really sweet sound when I hear it. Now you're going to notice when you get to tone break 3, by scrolling over, you don't have any adjustments. It's going all the way up to 99, so you see that double dash. So there's nothing more you can really adjust there. Now, if we went back and changed our tone breaks, again, let's go to volume. I have the volume at 10. So if we went back to our tone breaks by returning back one screen, let's say we change it to 4 tones, and let's go into the tones themselves and edit those as well. So let's just see what they are. So tone break 1 is set at 202 with 6.8, the volume at 7. Tone break 2 is 717 hertz. It's at 50, so it's 6.8 to 50, or 6.9 to 50, sorry, is the second tone break. Volume at 10. Tone 3 is set at 993. So it's going to be from 51 to 72, and then your volume at 10 for that one. And then your final tone break number 4 is set at 901 hertz. But notice you cannot change the end of the tone break. It's going to go up to 99 regardless. You don't have that flexibility. So again, the volume is 10. So basically that's how you set up your tones, your tone frequencies, your tone breaks, and your tone volume. Really, really easy in this WS6 Master setup. I really love this setup. Like I said, you can do a lot with this little footprint. And it's a lot cheaper than it is buying the full-fledged remote. But again, you get a few things. You don't get a few things that you do get with your remote. So just keep that in mind. You don't have a speaker. You're going to need a set of headphones like the WSA2s that I have here, or the WSA XLs. But regardless, it's a lot cheaper price than it is buying the full-fledged Deus 2 with the remote. So anyway, that is the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this setup for the XP Deus 2 WS6 Master. A lot to say there in that mouthful, but you get the idea. To get out of all this, you just hit that return button back one more time, and now you're at the main window again, or the main menu, all right? So if you enjoyed this video, if you got something out of it, please hit that like button and send me a comment. Put a comment in the video. Let me know that you like these kind of videos. Like, share, and subscribe to the Mental Metal channel if you don't mind, please. And consider joining us over on Patreon, or even joining us on the YouTube memberships. We've opened that up, and we got a few people in there, but we have a lot more over on Patreon. We do have a really strong group over there, and we do a lot of workshops and Zoom calls and things like that. I don't do those in the YouTube memberships, not just yet. Still trying to figure that out a little bit. But Anyway, that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again in another Mental Metal video. See ya.